Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Q&A with Sharon's son, George. I was my mother's caregiver after she was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Unfortunately, she passed on 1/1/2020, and we started TogetherForSharon.com in her memory. And, I do these for awareness, but this next guest, our guest today, is somebody not just I consider a family and friend, but who really is always there for me. And I hope he knows after today, at least, that I'm always there for him, but we all are family in this fight. So I just want to welcome Evan, and just again, finally, we got this together. So I'm honored to have you with me today.
God bless.
Thanks.
God bless
Well,
what you're doing. Oh, before you do anything, I want to say thank you for what you're doing.
I appreciate it. But again, like we said earlier, it's individuals like you and your family and the push-ups and all. I just love it. It inspired me when I met you a year ago. It's amazing how fast the time flies, but I just think I saw you on Instagram doing push-ups. I'm like, I used to be a personal trainer. That's such a basic, amazing idea that everybody could get involved. There are some ideas, like there's a group right now, hopefully I'll talk to someday. They're, sailing around the world. I don't think I can do that, but I know everyone at their home, family, all ages can do this. So let's get right into it. Maybe you could tell us first a little bit about yourself, and then let's get, the word out there, how important, what your goal is and mission every year.
Thanks again. Forget about myself. We can do that later, right? I
I
think
always
the
say the same thing.
what's that? Yeah.
I always say that it's about our
The
family.
mission is what you said. Everybody, anybody can get involved in this, and it's perpetual, and it just involves doing a push-up, really of any type. You know why? Because it's good for us. It's good for you. It's good for your caregiver. It's good for people with Parkinson's or neurological conditions or any health condition. And caregivers must get stronger. So this is a way to team together and to get everyone involved. No excuses anywhere around the world. Anyone, any animal, any person can do a singular push-up of some sort against the kitchen counter, against your vehicle, in the living room, whatever it's going to be. That's the idea. We want it viral for awareness. And every October 10th is Push-Ups Day, worldwide challenge, shall we say. Push-Ups for Parkinsons is every October 10th. And we want the world to know that and just try to help keep knowing that in your mind. Every October 10th, which is 10/10, we can get the world together to do 10 push-ups. Let's say we can get lots of people to do it, and we're asking people to donate $10. So it's very simple. We did study the Ice Bucket Challenge a few years ago. We did talk to the Team Fox and Michael J. Fox organization and others, and most of them are on board and willing to help. And so October 10th will be the date. We're keeping it simple. It's 10/10. We want people to get involved on that day by doing 10 push-ups and donating $10. And the website is my1010.org. And that doesn't mean my1010.org. That means yours. It's for people to take and run with it and call it their own. My1010. I'm going to get out there every year on October 10 and spread this word. And so in a nutshell, if we can get 1 million people to donate $10, we're talking about some significant worldwide movement here. And there's no reason we can't. There's no reason we can't. We've simplified the message and simplified it and simplified it and simplified it. And we're at a point now where October 10th is Awareness Push-Ups Parkinsons Day. My1010.org or PushUps4Parkinsons.org. And so that might create some questions here for my son, George.
Well, what I'm really important or most important is that your passion, and that's what I have too for this. What brought you into the world of Parkinson's disease awareness, and that's really a very important question. And then I'm going to share in a few moments your website, and we'll talk more about we're not done with October 10th. And I have to admit, everyone, I actually am a supporter. I've donated, and when I was healthy, I did the push-up. So there's no reason. If I can do it, maybe I'll try even with a back brace, but everyone out there should join in with Evan. So if you could talk a little bit, what brings this passion?
Passion is the key to change. That's one thing. Passion is the key to improvement. Passion is a key in exercise, and all these things are not only physiological and psychological and mental, they correlate together. And the passion, the movement that you must have to improve yourself and your health and your caregivers, it's the number one thing on this planet that we can do for ourselves and our family and our caregivers is move and exercise. So that's the other element to this thing. Why we're so passionate about to get people to participate is because it's good for you. You're participating in movement, and that's the other element. We want the world to move more in 2024 specifically, right? And my dad had Parkinson's. So what did I decide to do? My grandfather had Parkinson's first in the Bronx, New York, first. And there was no podcasts, back then, and there was really no awareness at all. And then dad had Parkinson's. Now all of a sudden I'm paying attention a little closer, and I needed to do something. And the one thing I knew what to do was get on the ground and start doing push-ups. And I started to do 100 every single day on June 23rd of 2015. So I'm working on almost 10 years, over 9 years, 100 a day. My personal goals is 1,000,000 push-ups. By the time I get to age 74, I will get to 1,000,000, which is the age my dad died of Parkinson's. So you can start to see the correlations. I don't want people to go do 100 push-ups a day and do 1,000,000. That's not the intent. That's my personal goal. We do want people to do one, do 10. And specifically with the October 10th, we just thought that's an easy way to come together forever. So that's where the passion originated from. It's for good health. It's for good health. That drives this whole bus of yours. Okay? Our good health keeps this bus moving, including you, young man.
Thank you. And you're young too, but I want to thank you and also send love and support to your family. Sorry for your loss. And unfortunately, in one way, we have a lot in common. We both lost a parent to this disease, but in the positive way, the outcome is we're both trying to change the world for the better. So thank you for sharing that. There are so many more areas. What I'd like to do, though, before we get into that, is I'm going to share now, if this goes like it should be, your website. Can you tell us more about Push-Ups for Parkinsons? I know you kind of touched on it, but I'd like to get much more in depth on the actual organization.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it simple and succinct. Again, my friend and I started this because it made sense and it was for good health. And he just encouraged me to think big. And he said, let's think worldwide. And I said, how am I going to do that? My dad just died from Parkinson's and I just can't even get out of my own way. And he said, trust me. So I said, I trust you. And we thought worldwide. This thing can catch on worldwide. And so when I started doing my push-ups, it started to get noticed on social media. It went all over the world. People were doing it. They were doing push-ups in all types of forms all over the world and posting it and et cetera, et cetera. And that's how I got in front of and talked with the Michael J. Fox group as well as the Parkinson Foundation in Miami. And I wanted to pull those two organizations together. A lot of people don't know this. That's why my colors are what they are. The Fox organization is somewhat of an orange and the Parkinson's Foundation is somewhat of a blue. And I said, how do we pull this? And here they are. How do we pull these organizations closer together, not further apart? It seems like sometimes they're almost competing. And I said, well, every organization can get involved. And here we are. And so I think both organizations are still willing to push this name, this word out and keep it for October 10th. So that's how the whole thing started. I just started doing push-ups and made a daily commitment. No matter what happens in my day, I am never too busy where I can't just get on the ground and do some of these push-ups. So that's how it started. And the obvious question is, where does the money go? It goes to local and national Parkinson's organizations and organizations that are helping seniors And, we can discuss the money at another time, because when there's money, there's all kinds of different conversations, okay? But the fact of the matter is, we've thought of a lot of these things. We can make this thing go around the world. It's very simple. And that's where my passion is. I mean, it's helping people get healthier. Next question.
I want to thank you also for your interview. And I always say it dates back. So we've known each other a long time, since 2023. It's been crazy how, fast time goes, but thank you. And everyone can go to TogetherForSharon.com, click interviews, and you can see much more in depth on Evan and the organization. And also please support and go not just on October 10th. I'm biased. I think you should go more, several times a year, and help support Evan and his group. And it's push-ups, the number 4, Parkinsons.org, but we'll add that, of course, to the link, but that's a very important area. And then I also love your mission. One thing I do want to talk a little bit is about how great you are on social media, and even celebrities joined in. I also want to see if we could show the tattoo. I don't know if it's PG-13. I don't know if you can, but Evan just recently
Yeah, I'm happy to.
I love it. So you can show, yeah, there you go. I love that. So, and I love that you share with me, because I always share everything. Again, I think we have to be a family in this fight to find a cure. And like you said, some organizations, unfortunately, are not as open, but most 99% are. So you can see here, everyone, again, the mission, the goal, and much more about Evan. So I appreciate that. And then the most important thing here, as you mentioned, here's your father. I want to dedicate today the entire show forever in memory of your father and your grandfather, because I have a feeling he was an incredible man, both of them, and we're never going to let them be forgotten until I'm not here anymore, at least. So we do all this, I believe you might agree, in their memory. So hopefully someday we have a cure and others don't have to fight this disease anymore. But here you can see Evan worked closely with the Michael J. Fox Foundation. You've been doing this for some time. So I really commend that. Is there anything else on the site you wanted me to share, or you're all, that's good?
The only thing I'll say, like you just did, is we don't have to wait for October 10th. You're right. We encourage people, you can go there this moment if you want, right? That's really all I'll say. God bless. I mean, really, George, you're doing most remarkable things, and we can have some fun with this. We can improve the health, and we can improve people's lives together, and make a quantifiable difference, if nothing else, just once a year. So God bless. I got to go do my 100.
Yeah, well, we're not letting you go that easy. So now we move to a little area more about Evan. So obviously we're both here, unfortunately, due to Parkinson, but there's so much more, to the person. It doesn't always, this is not always easy. I'm obviously you're probably motivated while you're doing your push-ups, maybe thinking of your, family. I know even my book cover, I don't know if you had a copy, but sometimes it's hard for me to even look at it. It was actually my wedding day. I love the cup. I have one. But this one, every journey matters. And I'm
Awesome.
toasting to you. My next water, it's water though, for me. I love it. So, but my cover was, my wedding was one of the most memorable moments for me, because it was that 3 minutes, the mother dance where Parkinson didn't exist and it didn't matter. And I imagine while you're doing those push-ups, some of it must be kind of anger, but also you don't want anyone to go through this. So if you can talk a little bit now, maybe you could list 3 words that describe yourself.
Well, push-ups is 2 of the 3.
Mhm.
The other is dedicated. That was a surprise question. I didn't have time to prepare that one.
These are all surprise on purpose. I want the real.
And how about these 3 words too? Keep it simple.
I love that.
Those are good. Those are good ones.
These are like the spontaneous questions that you can't get wrong, and you are allowed to pass. It's not a court of law, even though I'm a lawyer. You do not have the right to remain silent or have an attorney. But next one is an important one to me. What is one moment or one most memorable moment that stands out through all of your work so far with awareness? If I have the Jeopardy theme, I
Yeah,
play.
yeah, no, here it is. It's doing push-ups at both of my parents' hospice beds.
Yeah, that's strong and powerful. I appreciate you sharing that memory with us. How do you think we can have even more efficient Parkinson's awareness today? I'm a big believer in teaming up with individuals because I think our voices are so much stronger together. But is there any other things, I'm always trying to be like a light bulb in my head thinking. One thing I thought of, and I'd like to do it with you in the future, we can talk, or I want to actually do shows now, but go live to like, if you, let's say you have an event and you're all doing push-ups, I could come on for 20 minutes and actually talk to people there. We can broadcast them, and there's a lot to do. That's something I'm actually want to do next. But what do you think? Any other areas? I know, again, please follow to Evan on all social media. I'll include that also. But
My answer there would be, I can't think of anything different. What you're doing, more of it, try to pull organizations together. But I guess lastly would be if there was something to leverage. I'm not saying it has to be with what I'm doing, but if there was one thing that can be leveraged among various organizations to push that rock up the hill faster, that might be, leverage, leverage, leverage. That's a good word. We got to leverage the message more and better and faster. So I think you
uh,
already know that.
thanks. I'm not sure what age you are when your father was, battling the disease, but what did, as a caregiver, can you explain, maybe not tips of what you would do, but, what it was like going through that?
For me, I need to do an episode called How Push-Ups Saved My Life, because they did. I needed to channel what I was dealing with because I have a life. Besides my dad dying, I had a regular life, right? That has to be tended to. And so for me, it became I would just get on the ground and do push-ups and burn off that, you know, stress. And that worked for me. That's how it started.
And then here's an important one. I usually know the answer, but as a caregiver, and you are too, who helped you at the time or even today and during times of struggle? And if there are any tips to caregivers listening, what would those be?
Well, what I do know is that you seem to have an awesome wife,
Thanks.
and so do I. And she helped me, us through all of it. We all helped each other. Then my mom helped. While she was dying, she was able to help me. She told me I was helping her, but she was helping me too. So first and foremost is Rachel.
I appreciate it. And tell her we send our love and thanks to her too for all her the behind the scenes. I always say I want to be behind the scenes like the Wizard of Oz, but our families are really what pushes me. And I don't think I would have made it as a caregiver or even today as an advocate. But I also thank you too in return because again, I do feel with a lot of people we've have become like family because me and you speak a lot. So and it's a great thing to have that support. There's something, not too many more. I know you have things going on, but I think this message is very important. I'm a professor, I could talk for 10 hours, no one will listen. So, well, is there something different though, looking back, you might have done 10 years ago differently?
No,
Yeah. I'm the
I don't
same. You
think
never,
so.
and
I
no
have no
regret.
regrets. I mean, it would be exercise more. How about that?
Yeah, we need time for that. So I have just a few more final questions.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one, and this might become true one day for you. If you were asked to write a script to a movie about your life story, what would it be called? That always gets everyone. I picture some things, wheels of turning, if I had the equipment.
Uh, since we're on this podcast, I guess it would involve push-ups, but that's not very fun. You know, I really don't know. I'm a regular guy like everyone else. I don't have these big things of grandeur, but maybe the movie would be based around being able to make this thing go global together and accomplish worldwide, defeat the disease and, have something that is tangible that we accomplish together worldwide like that would be miraculous.
And I've been doing this for 4 years, since my mother passed, and 2 years after she passed, in my world, there was only 1 million people in the US. When I saw that World Parkinson Congress, I was shocked to find out there are 10 million people around the world. And that's when I realized it's not just about me and my mother, but I wish we could, like you said, join the whole world together. Even today, I posted it's a global fight. It's not just a US fight. So I appreciate those comments. One more question, and before that, I just want to thank you again for your time, and everyone, please again follow Evan. I'm going to share the website. It's a very important movement. And again, we really want to talk about 1010, but I still will share this more than that. You can donate monthly or anytime you can. I have again joined in, and it's I love the push-ups because again, I love exercise. For me, unfortunately, it's tough, but guess what? If I can't do it, still have your kids and your wife. So there are people in the family that can still participate, even the individuals out there listening. If you're diagnosed and might be tough that day, you can still have your caregiver join in. So there are a lot of options. And again, the main thing is, to my opinion, it's a hell of a lot of fun. That's really what it all is about. It's not just about, raising money, but that'll definitely help get closer to a cure. Final question is, if you could leave the Parkinson's community today with some words of encouragement, what would those be?
Keep pushing up.
Love it. We need an advertisement for that one. I just want to thank you. We have a message for you and everyone listening. We love you. We support you. We care a lot about you, and you're never alone. I, along with Evan, will advocate for you, and together our voices, I feel, are so much stronger. And I always joke around, say I'm just getting started, because like literally when I met you a few years ago and I saw you doing push-ups, I'm like, this is an amazing idea. And you're the only one I feel, and everyone, I always say, do the research and yell at me. It's fine if I'm wrong. You're the only one who does this, and it's so unique. It's a story and journey of your father and grandfather that needs to be out there more. And in my heart, anything I can do, and we want nothing in return but a cure for all those battling. But we're always here, side by side, even in my pain, thinking about you and pushing up for this amazing cause. So thank you, Evan, more than our words can ever express. And thank you also, everyone listening in. Please share this. Please support Evan. Go to PushUps for Parkinsons. It's an incredible, fun journey that you won't regret. Thanks again, everyone. This has been another episode of
Thank
Q&A
you.
with Sharon's son, George. And again, stay tuned, because till there's a cure, I won't rest. And I hope you all know that Evan and I will be fighting by your side. Thank you again.
God bless.